As a kid growing up in Indiana,
Yeah.
basketball's king. How did football end up being the sport that you carried on with?
Well, football has always been like a big part of my family. Like pretty much everybody in my whole family played. My dad, grandparents, brother. So basically, I just followed after them. I didn't really watch much basketball, to be honest. It was always football on. Like when I was a kid, it was always football on TV. It was like ESPN, Sports Center, like it's always football. So yeah.
I'm sure it didn't help. It didn't hurt that Peyton and the Colts were pretty good growing up too.
I was actually named after Peyton Manning because my brother named me, and he named me after Peyton Manning because he liked Peyton Manning. So he's actually gonna name me Drew Brees also, but he just did Peyton instead.
Didn't quite work out, Drew Brees. Football in general. You've talked about running your family. I mean, your brother had the tradition, played in college. You carried on the tradition.
Yeah.
Not every family gets to do it. I mean, how cool is that you guys have both have that kind of common bond?
I think it's cool because like with me and him, like it's so easy to relate to each other because we went through like everything that he's done. Like I'm doing it now, so I could talk to him about everything. He helps me out a lot. If I'm having a hard day with anything, like I just call him and he'll just give me advice with it. So yeah.
You grow up kind of in the shadows of Muncie and Ball State, and it's a different eagle or a bird that picks you up and delivers you here.
Yeah.
What's it like to be an athlete? And did you know much about Eastern before you got the offer to say, hey, come up this way?
So the first time I ever heard of Eastern Michigan was when they're playing Purdue, because I live like 5 minutes away from Purdue, and that's the first time I ever heard of Eastern Michigan, and then they beat Purdue, so that was like real crazy to me, and that's when I found out who Eastern Michigan was, and then what year was that? Like I don't know, but yeah, then they started recruiting me in high school.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What's the transition been like? I mean, how you get to play as a freshman, you made an impact.
Yeah.
How has this whole year played out for you, though, thinking back to a year ago, just coming in to play college football for the first time?
So it's changed a lot. Like when I first got here, I was like real nervous with everything and a bunch of stuff like that. But being around all the guys, it's like really like a family, and they pick me up a lot, and I feel like I'm a whole different person, like maturity-wise, everything. Like I just feel like I'm doing better, a lot of stuff, and I could thank my coaches and players for that. So
What have you kind of really worked in the off season to get better at?
I've been trying to work on my attitude a lot. Like our theme is stack them, so I've really just been trying to stack everything I do because I feel like my attitude it's like bad sometimes, so I've just been trying to work on that a lot. I feel like that's like my biggest thing to work on.
Getting to play on that D line, you work with Coach Needham, you get to work with Vontrell. What's it like to see those two guys and the positive attitudes that they have each and every day?
Yeah, Coach Vontrell, his attitude is like the same every day. Like he's always on top of the world. Like his attitude is contagious. Like he's always yelling, there for us. Like and I've been on Coach Vontrell for a while too, so it's like real cool having him as a coach. He's like a big brother to me. So
do you still get butterflies before games and practices, or does that ever go away?
Nah. Well, with football, that's like the only thing I don't get nervous for. Like, I just love football. I don't get nervous for football games or practices. It's like the thing I truly love to do. So that's just my passion. So
what's on your playlist that you're listening to right now? Who's cranking through your car when you're driving, or even your earbuds during warm-ups?
My favorite rapper is NBA YoungBoy. That's all I listen to. Like before games, like he just does it for me. Like he has a bunch of different types of moves. So I love NBA YoungBoy. It's my favorite.
What favorite thing to do away from the game of football?
Favorite thing to do away from the football. So being here all the time, my favorite thing to do outside of football is actually just get my free time and rest because we here all the time. So I love watching TV, movies, just anything.
What's your go-to show right now? If you're watching, you're binge watcher or you're a one and done kind of guy?
Oh, one and done. I just watch random stuff. Like I'm watching this random show right now called Big Timber. It's like a logging company, like to do stuff with logs and stuff. So, yeah,
can you ever see yourself logging?
No, never. Never. It's just so random.
In terms of being a student athlete, what's your favorite part of being a student athlete here at Eastern?
My favorite part about, I don't know, I gotta think about that one. I think my favorite part, honestly, is like meeting all the new people. I think that's like been a real big thing for me. Is like, venturing out and meeting a bunch of new people. Like I said earlier, like this football team has helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Coming in here, so I feel like that's the biggest thing is having like a family behind me. Yeah.
a lot of places say they're a family, and they may not actually fully carry through with that. I mean, here it is what it is in terms of truly being a family.
Yeah. So they always preached that, like, before I got here, like, how big the family was. And, like, I wasn't really bought into it, honestly. But when I got here, like, I really learned. Like, all the D tackles helped me, like, when I first got here. Like, my coaches, like, everybody helped me with what I was going through. So, yeah, family's huge here.
What's the biggest surprise that you've had to adjust to going from high school to college?
Like, how busy we are. I didn't know we were going to be that busy. Like, last year when I got here during, like, June, fall camp started a month later, and that, like, just threw me off because, like, we were here all day, and I didn't know it was going to be that busy. So that was, like, the craziest thing for me.
You really have to keep on that teamwork schedule, right?
Yeah, you got to look at it all the time, make sure you know what you're doing. So,
What's your big goal for this year for yourself?
my big goal is just to help the team as much as I can. You know, last year I played a little bit, so this year, you know, I'm trying to play a lot more, obviously, and just help the team as much as I can. I really want to win the MAC championship. I feel like this year's the year, so I just want to help whatever I could do and get there.